Good morning, I'm Sharon with the Pickaway County Library, and I'm here to bring to you your preschool story time, and it's going to be on spring. So we're going to celebrate spring with a tune to the sound of Are You Sleeping? Are you ready? I see rain clouds, I see birds' nests, butterflies too, flowers too. Everything is growing, the wind is gently blowing, spring is here, spring is here. Give yourselves a hand if you can sing that song with me. So our book today is Hooray for Spring by Kazuo Iwamura, and our publisher is North South. So come and read with me. Hooray for spring. Spring was here at last. Mick, Mac, and Molly leaped from branch to branch. Hooray for spring, they shouted. Look, called Mac, caterpillars. They're eating the leaves. That's what caterpillars like to eat, Molly explained. Look at the beautiful cherry blossoms, said Molly. And the bees, Mick shouted. They are sucking the nectar from the blossoms, Molly explained. Look, said Mac, a baby bird. It's hungry and it's lost. What do baby birds like to eat? Asked Mick. I don't know, said Molly. Maybe pine cones, said Mick. Yummy, said Mac. I don't think so, said Molly. Here, baby bird, said Mick. We brought you some pine cones. The seeds are delicious, said Mac. Look at the baby bird. He's like, no way, and he shook his head. He's not going to eat any pine cones. And that's what Molly thought. How about some sweet cherry blossoms, said Molly. The bees love them, said Mac. I don't think baby birds do, said Mick. Here, baby bird, said Molly. Have some cherry blossoms. The bees make honey with them. Look at the baby bird. Turns his head and puts his wing out. He did not want any cherry blossoms. I thought so, said Mick. What does this baby eat, said Mick. Acorns, suggested Mac. Raspberries, suggested Molly. Mushrooms, walnuts, milk. That's right, milk from its mama, shouted Mick. And then up flew Mama Bird with a fat green worm in her mouth. The baby bird raised its head happily. It opened its mouth wide and in went the worm. Delicious! You should have seen the baby bird, Mick told Mama and Papa. It didn't want pine cones for lunch, said Molly. Or cherry blossoms, said Mick. It wanted a worm, said Molly. The baby opened its mouth and in it went, said Mick. Look, said Mac, I'm a baby bird. And everybody laughed. See Mama feeding him. Thank you for joining me for this wonderful spring story time. Oh, with spring being here now, the weather is usually so lovely out. So I'm thinking of an outdoor activity that brings loads and loads of fun. And I have some bubbles here with me. So I encourage you to go to the dollar store or Walmart and buy some bubbles if you don't have them, and let your little one go outside and blow some bubbles. If I was doing this inside, say it's on a rainy day, I've done this before for story time, and I actually take a fan and put it on high, and I can hold my wand in front if you get one of the bigger wands that you dip down in the little container, and oh, it makes so many bubbles at one time. So I'll see you outside. And for our craft today, we are going to paint tulips. They're all coming up at my house. I can see them coming up around my trees and getting ready to bloom here pretty soon. So we're going to do this with a fork painting, and so you'll need a brush and some paint. All right, come join me. The first step I'm going to do is paint some greenery. I'm gonna pull my sleeve back. These are acrylics. There's the big leaves. Get some stems in. You can paint as many tulips as you want. I have 3 colors. I'll probably paint about 5 or 6 of them. Okay, now we've done some fork painting in here before, so I'm going to get some yellow on my fork. This is so much fun for your little one to do. And it can be messy, but anything fun seems to be messy. So I'm going to wipe the yellow off, and then I'm going to get into my red here. And I'm going to wipe the red off and get into my orange. There, ooh, look where I still had some of that red left in there. That looks really pretty. There we go. And there you have a beautiful springtime portrait of some flowers. Well, thank you again for joining me today in this story time, and I will see you next week.